Time for a check-in. How we doing? Hanging in there? Wish we could all have a place where we could come and just sit and look and forget about all the world's troubles. We can't afford to forget right now, but we can only persevere. Let's continue, though, shall we? We finished off that case last time, didn't we? Did we? I suddenly have to double check. Yes, we have ended off case 3. So, case 4 it is, and then the big one. Let's go. May 1st, unknown. It's a Detective Ernest Hunt's office. Away from the office. Please leave a message. Hello? My daughter gave me your number. I would like to report a murder. May 1st, 7:58 a.m. I'm so tired. I stayed up way too late last night. Oh, I'd love a job where I didn't have to be up so early. It's been about a week since I last got to play detective. In the end, we had a lot of trouble building a solid case against Anton. Dr. Hunt refused to give up, though. He devoted himself to investigating everything he can about the man. I barely even seen him over the last week. For all his effort, he got Anton Chambers to come in for questioning today. Ooh. Very curious. He willingly facilitated. He sold... He made moves against the Eubanks. Shooting to get, hang on. Her name's blanking at the moment, but, shooting to get the orphanage property. So we can redevelop it for, fucking high-class apartment buildings. As for me, things have pretty much returned to normal. I can expect another long, boring day of paperwork. 8 a.m., station offices. Good morning, Miss Earl. Ready for work? Justina, what are you doing here? Should I not be here? Don't tell me I got fired already. Toss. You're supposed to be at the crime scene right now. Did Ernest not call you? Crime scene? What crime scene? What's going on? Oh, Ernest. You see, there's been an incident. You remember Anton Chambers, right? Of course I do. Detective Hunt has been investigating him. Why? Mr. Chambers was murdered last night. He was found dead this morning. Oh, shit. What? I know he wasn't the nicest guy or anything, but murdered? We just got the call this morning. He was found in an alleyway outside of Nickel and Diamonds Antiques in the Sunrise District. Hang on, that's my dad's store! Seems like you're starting to understand. You better hurry, Justina. I'm afraid your dad is one of the suspects in this case. Ooh, Justina family lore time? Oh god, no, I gotta hurry. Justina family time. Sunrise District. That's a really pretty name for a place. Nickel and Diamonds Antiques. Dad, where are you? Justina! Ooh, Papa! Dad, are you okay? Ooh, he's a glassblower? Never mind that, what are you doing here? This is my dad, Ash Smith, owner of Nickel and Diamonds Antiques. He's a professional glassblower. And this quaint store is his pride and joy. He's been running it ever since I was a kid. It's a little eccentric, maybe a bit clumsy, but he's totally harmless. He wouldn't even so much as kill a fly. I think there'd be a murderer here of all places, that my dad would be wrapped up in it. God, please tell me this is all just a bad dream. Ah, Justy, you finally showed up. Sophie, what happened here? Please don't tell me you actually consider my dad a suspect. Oh, whoa, slow down, Justy. Let's take this one step at a time. We've just begun our investigation, so I can't really say anything for certain right now. Don't go worrying about me, Justina. this detective has been treating me fairly. Oh, but all those police running around, on the other hand, they've already knocked over one of my plants. Dad, I really think we have bigger things to worry about right now. Sophie, let me join you for this investigation, please. I'll help you find evidence that proves my dad's innocence. I wouldn't have it any other way, partner. Yeah. Let me just give you the rundown on what we know so far. That's our girls. Our victim is Anton Chambers, the president of Eubank Investments. He was found dead this morning in an alleyway between Nickel and Diamond Antiques. Behind Nickel and Diamond Antiques. He had been here last night for a business meeting, and that was the last time he was seen alive. Preliminary findings indicate that he died last night, and that his body had been left in the alleyway until his discovery. He was shot twice. Once in his right abdominal region, and once in the chest. There are also 2 puncture wounds found on his chest. We believe the shot to the chest was the cause of death. Finally, his wallet was missing from his body, leading us to suspect that this might have been a robbery. Very curious. Now we're getting serious. What about the murder weapon? Were you able to find it? Not yet. The culprit must have taken it with them. We only have our preliminary findings right now, so we don't even know what model of gun it was. Was robbery the motive? We just sent his body to the coroner, so we can expect a more detailed autopsy report then. They'll be able to run tests on the bullets, and that's okay, spare me the details, please. Well, you'll learn more about it when you read the report. Look at you, Justina. I finally get to see your police work in action. Or should I say, Officer Smith. I keep telling you, Dad, I'm not a cop. I just help out in the investigations. Which, admittedly, is pretty strange. Moving along, could you tell me about what happened? Sure can. Let me start off at the beginning. Double statement action. Last night, Luna Hart, the owner of this building, held a meeting here to decide who would be buying the property. You know me, I'm no good with all that stuff, so I finished cleaning up the store and left. Gave my keys to Luna so she could lock up the store afterwards. We opened the store this morning, I hadn't noticed anything unusual. When I went into the alleyway to throw away some trash, that's when I saw a body. I got closer, and when I saw Anton, he was face up in the middle of the alleyway. I knew it was him because I saw him come into the store last night. Uh-oh. Well, I called the police right after that, and you know the rest. When I gave you Detective Hunt's number, I didn't expect you to use it so soon. Oh, that was you who called. You told me that you trusted him, so I thought it was best to reach him. To my surprise, Sophie here was the one who showed up. Oh, okay. Very good. That's right, I forgot about that fact. That's because Red works in robberies. I'm the homicide detective. But back on topic, you mentioned Mr. Chambers by name. Do you know him? I've known him for years, or at least known of him. We only spoke directly for the first time last night. Why is that? Anton was looking to buy back the store. Oh. Oh dear. He and another fellow came here last night to try and buy the store from Luna. The meeting had ended around 7 p.m., but I left shortly afterwards. Worried that something must have happened to him right after he left. We can't rule that out yet. We still have some investigating to do. But for now, you were the last to see him before he died. I mean, there's Luna. Is Detective Hunt around? Sue told me he tried to call me. I think this is best discussed elsewhere. There's a park nearby. Let's head there once we're done here. Alright. Do you not want to say anything with my dad here? Okay, partner. Let's get started. Alright, this is a lot of buying the store, not buying the store. Oh boy, we can cross-examine your statement, which means there's something going on here. Say, Mr. Smith, what can you tell me about yourself? Oh, I'm nothing special, Mr. Detective. I'm just a humble glassblower. A pretty great one, if you ask me. All the glassware here is made by him. It's the store's specialty. I take a lot of pride in my pieces, but I won't be selling them for much longer now. Huh? Why is that? Because the store's been sold, of course. I also feel like it's time for me to hang my pipe up, so to speak. Besides, that just means I have more time to devote to all my lovely plants. My dad's been absolutely obsessed with plants recently, ever since he started his own garden last spring. Now he's constantly trying to push them onto me. I keep telling you, Justina, if you just started your own veggie garden, you'd save a lot of money on food. I keep telling you, Dad, I don't have room in my apartment. Besides, I just end up killing them all anyways. Come on, Justy, it can't be that hard to keep a plant alive. As if! Plants are very fickle creatures. Mood. Mood. Justina is just upset that over the time she killed her glass plant in 2nd grade. She was so excited when the teacher put her in charge of it. That poor plant was dead within a week. Hey, it was very traumatic, you know. It wasn't my fault either. Was I supposed to know you could give a plant too much water? It was so long ago, though. I'm sure you could do a better job now. I have enough plant blood I have enough plant blood on my hands and in this lifetime, I'll pass. Buying the store. I wanted to ask more about the meeting last night. Can you tell me who all was there? Well, I don't really recall. I didn't stay for the meeting. I remember seeing Anton, though. He had a real mean look to him. Do you have any idea why Anton might have been interested in buying this property? Well, aside from the fact that his company used to own it, no. Hang on. Eubank Investments used to own this building? Yep. When his dad bought it from them 10 years ago. 10 years ago, you say? That's around the time Eubank Investments was founded, wasn't it? Sure is. This whole area was how the company got their start. Back then, the Sunrise District was nothing like it is now. This used to be a quieter residential area. Eventually, though, the city decided the land was more valuable than the people here, than the people were. That's when the Eubanks came in. They offered to transform the area into a commercial district in exchange for city funding. So, Hart struck a deal with them to purchase this building. Thanks to that, my dad was able to open this store. My dad was finally able to open this store. Yeah. Unfortunately, not everyone here was so lucky. The new development meant higher prices. A few got bought out, but a fair number of people were forced out by the costs. Yeah. The old Sunrise District only lives on in people's memories now. I had no idea there was so much history here. It's still got a lot of charm to it. Once this case is done, I'll take you to see all the cool spots. God, they're so good. just filing that into just filing that into my little folder that says Justina and Sophie are dating, and I'm curious as to why Luna owns this store, not yourself. And they just haven't admitted it yet. Well, that's because he inherited it from her dad, Soulheart. Soul and I go way back. I was the one who told him I wanted to open my own glass store. Trouble is, I was never any good at all that business stuff. And, well, I can't say I ever had the money to buy property for myself. So you rent? That's when Soul and I agreed to go into business together. He'd buy the property and handle all the operations. That way, all they had to do was make the glass. Of course, once Saul died, I was struggling to run the store all by myself, so I had to get a manager to help me. Fortunately, she left last month. Why'd she leave? I'll give you a hint. She started a new job at the local police precinct. Yeah. Justy, I had no idea you ran a store. The best I could, at least. Justina was ruthless. She'd fight tooth and nail during business meetings. She even scared away a couple of suppliers. She'd get real heated, lean forward, slap the desk. They were trying to scam you. They were trying to scam you. If it hadn't been for me, you would have been paying triple the price for materials. People were constantly trying to swindle my dad. Customers tried to take advantage of him all the time. That must have been where you learned your interrogation skills from. Sounds like you were pretty good at your job, though. Why'd you stop? Well, it wasn't really for me. Not to mention I was kind of doing it for free, and Dad couldn't really afford to pay me for it. Dad's ready to retire, and once Luna decided she wanted to sell the building, there wasn't much point in me sticking around. Plus, I felt like it was time for me to move on. Wanted to find my own way in life. You really love your family, huh? Of course I do. I'd do anything for them. This place was my whole childhood. I couldn't just see it fall apart. Well, I'm glad we have you at the precinct now. Buying the store or not buying the store? Contact the family. Speaking of family, Mom and Jean must be worried sick. I'll call them and let you know you're okay. Let them know you're okay. Don't worry, Justina. The detective let me call them this morning. Why didn't you call me then? Well, I knew you'd be here sooner than later. She told me you'd be coming. Well, I wasn't wrong. Still, I thought Red was going to call you. So, who's this Jean you've been keeping a secret from me? She's no secret. She's just my younger sister. I didn't know you had a sister. Why am I just now learning that? Those two don't really get along. When they were younger, Justina tried to throw Jean's favorite doll into the glass furnace. They've been butting heads ever since. Justy, why are you bullying your little sister? I was just a kid. She's the one who's still holding the grudge. You could at least show a bit of remorse. Damn, Justy. All right. Investigate. Rabbit, camera, elephant, soil, back. Plants. What's with all these plants? I thought this store sold glassware and antiques. It's like a jungle in here. Blame my dad. Ever since he got on his plant kick, he's put them everywhere he can. Oh, but the plants really liven up the place, don't you think? All they do is take up shelf space that we could be putting product on. What's the point of all that product if nobody wants to spend any time here? That doesn't change the fact that this is a store, not a botanical garden. Well, I suppose it doesn't matter now. I'll have to relocate all these plants soon. What a shame. I think they really like it here. They're plants, Dad. Plants don't have feelings. They sure do have feelings. Plants are living beings just like you and me. No wonder you kill so many plants. You don't acknowledge that plants feel. You know, Justy, while plants do lack a brain, it's possible that they might be more intelligent than we give them credit for. I think we have bigger things to worry about right here than plant psychology. True and true. Never seen a camera like that. It's the best on the market. So she has all the recordings from last night? Well, yeah, but it's the only camera we got. We could only afford one. I doubt it can tell us about the murder. Still, it can't hurt to keep it in mind. Ding. Rabbit? Wow, these animals are so pretty. I love these little rabbits especially. Say, I'm glad you noticed that. Detective. You wanna know how you make a glass rabbit hole? Dad, just glue it back together. Dad, stop it. You're embarrassing me. Oh, sorry. I couldn't resist. He's always like this, I swear. Every time I come here, his puns get worse. When you're a parent like me, you'll understand. What's this thing here? Some sort of metal detector? That was one of Soul's ideas. Said it wasn't some ordinary metal detector. Instead, it's some kind of fancy computer brain in it. It's called AI, Dad. Oh no, same difference. Said it scans for weapons that pass between it and alerts us if it finds anything. Supposed to store a log for the police to look at, too. Are we sure that thing even works? I never once heard it go off. I always felt to be like it was just there to look intimidating. Well, I thought so too, but I didn't remember hearing it go off last night. Of course, that was probably from Anton. He had a gun with him, but Luna didn't seem to care. Do you know if we'd be able to take a look at those logs? Talk to Luna. I'm sure she could get it for you. Better write this down for later. Ding. Alright, I've seen those before. They are interesting. Elephant. All the plants here, the glass animals have their own jungle. It was my idea. If my dad wanted to start growing plants, he might as well make it a theme. This whole store would look so much better without all the plants covering the merchandise. You can see it. So clean. So easy to organize. Only my dad just didn't have these plans. Justy, you alive in there? Huh? Sorry, I was just daydreaming of a better life. Daydream later. We have a case to solve. You're right. It's a timeline I'll never see. Dad, why is there soil on the floor? That's a lawsuit waiting to happen if someone slips on it. Give your old man the benefit of the doubt. I didn't do it. You didn't? Why is it here? It was here when I got here. I was gonna clean it up. With Anton's death, I haven't had the time. It seems like there's some clay shards here too. Like one of the plants fell. And where did it come from? Better take notes so I can clean it later. Oh. Alright, I think that might wrap things up here. Soil, huh? Park. There's crime scene tape here, too. Hey, get out of here. Stop contaminating my crime scene. Shoo! So it looks like Detective Hunt is here, chasing birds away. Him? Ah, there you two are. Welcome to my little domain. Hey, Red. Justy finally joined us. What's going on? Why'd we have to come here to talk? Since last week, I've been looking into Anton Chambers in preparation for interrogating him today. I think I have something that might help you two. You have to keep it to yourselves. That's why we can't tell anyone, not even your dad. You're joking, right? My dad's completely trustworthy. My dad is telling me it's fine, but it's Red's case, so I play by his rules. If he wants to keep it secret, I'll keep it to myself. I knew you would understand. Let me catch you two up on what I learned. Alright. What do we got here? Anton Chambers have been using kind words to convince property owners to sell to Eubank Investments. They would get a list of code names of those who he convinced to sell. I was able to figure out most. There was a code name I couldn't figure out. The code name was Big Hen. It's related to nickel and dime and antiques. So far, I haven't found the connecting thread between the two. I think I found the subtitle of this video. Big Hen. Where'd you get a list of code names? I know a guy. Red here has a way of getting information. It feels demeaning to say that, like, he's the robbery guy. It feels more like he's the white-collar guy. Well, the white-collar crime guy. Embezzlement, theft, business crime. Which is very delicate stuff at times. Maybe if you become a real detective, I'll teach you the tricks of the trade. Between this and figuring out Hannah's bank account and the money, he certainly knows more than he lets on. Back to the case at hand. What the heck does Big Hen mean? Now look at me. I gave blood, sweat, and tears just to get this far. When I found out he was buying the store, I thought the two might be connected. Did he win the bid for the store? Come to think of it, I never did ask. If he did, then maybe it was code for Luna. Luna does own the store, so maybe. Have you spoken to her yet? I haven't gotten a chance to speak with Luna yet. Let's go talk to her. Right, you'll probably want me there for that anyways. Huh? Why's that? Luna's deaf. She doesn't need me to interpret for you. Just talk normally and I'll translate. She carries a book with her, so she'll probably just write down her responses for you. Oh! I've never been a deaf person before, but that sounds simple enough. Before we do that, why is there crime taped around there? True. That's an interesting sentence, the way I just botched that. Why is there crime taped around that tree? Crime tape around that tree. Sophie, did you not tell her? Sorry, Bed. Must have slipped my mind. After I got the call, I wanted to check the park. So I crossed the street and put the perfect escape route. That's when I found Anton's wallet and gun here. It's like whoever killed him took them and dumped them here. Huh? Why would anyone do that? A robber steals a wallet, they don't just grab the money. They take the full wallet. And when they're safe, like in the park, they take what they want and dump the rest. As for the gun, we haven't figured that out yet. Is there anything left in his wallet? Just a parking ticket for Eubank Investments. All his money was gone. Not much to go on. Better update the evidence anyways. What about his gun? Completely empty, but we know it's his with his design. He's pretty famous for having it. Only sent in for testing. So until then, we don't have much to share. Now that you're all caught up to speed and everything, when you're ready, we can head back to the store. Yeah, Sophie the. Watching over the park. So why you aren't chasing pigeons in the park anyways? Let me know I'm hard at work investigating. Also gotta protect my crime scene for the avian-related intruders. Be walking in on an important piece of evidence. This park looks pretty empty to me. Don't you want to investigate the actual crime scene? Brett isn't good with death. That's why I was given homicide. No, I admit there's too much pressure for me. Money and items can be replaced. A person cannot. Why stick to robberies and the like? Besides, someone's got to do it. Have you done this before, Sophie? Well, this is my first case with a body. Calling Anton's family was the hardest thing I ever did. Oh. Should be. Otherwise, you wouldn't be the Sophie I know. Not an easy job, but it is important. Thank the gods Bill and Chandra survived. Anton, eh? Can't believe someone would kill Anton. I mean, sure, he wasn't the nicest guy, or a particularly good one. He certainly didn't make any friends for himself. Still, how do you handle it? Does investigating murders not, get to you? A little, but I was a patrol cop long before I ever got promoted. Working the beat like that, you get desensitized to stuff like this. All we can do now is find out who killed him and bring them to justice. Anton may have had a lot to answer for, but he still had friends and family who cared about him. Knowing that solving this will bring them some peace of mind is what keeps me going. And Ash? So, I guess you met my dad now. What do you think? You two have pretty different personalities. I expected him to be a lot more like you. He's always said that I'm more like my mom. My sister Jean is more like him. I love him, but he really drives me nuts sometimes. Your family sounds fun. I'm kind of jealous. I'm an only child. You should probably introduce me once this case is over. Sure. But if Jean says she wants to do your makeup, you better run away before it's too late. It starts out innocent, but before you know it, she'll turn it into a multi-hour-long makeover session. Yes, Sophie, come meet Justina's family. Investigate. Mountains. Wow, it's a beautiful day out today. You can see the Juneau Mountains really well from here. Have you ever climbed them before? No way, I don't have that kind of stamina. I'm more than content to simply watch on from afar. You're really missing out, Justy. It's quite the experience. When you're up there, the whole city seems so small in comparison. Plus, you'll never have a better view of the Azure Bay. Tell you what, after this case, I'll drive you up partway on Zephyr. No, it's okay, really, I'll pass. You know you want. Just do it, it'll be fun. Oh, that doesn't count. That does require taking a ride on Zephyr, which is always harrowing. The culprit. Aha! The culprit might have left some more clues in the bush. Just, I really don't think that. Evidence, here I come. Yeah, I know! You don't think in this bush was just a bunch of thorns? Detective Hunt just doing his hat pose in mourning. Oh, my poor assistant. This is where the wallet and gun were found. Pretty much. We weren't buried here, but we dug around to see if there was anything else. I'm surprised no one else found these first. If someone did, and we had to go hunting for it, we'll waste a lot of time just looking for it. Just have to question it and focus on solving this case. Fair point. I won't look this gift horse in the mouth. And the tree. This tree has a hole in it. What happened? There was a gang fight here a few weeks back and someone pulled a gun. One shot ended up in this tree. Is the bullet still inside this trunk? Yes, it's too deep to retrieve it without cutting the whole thing down. This poor tree. It's scarred for life now. May you live a long and healthy life despite your wounds, Mr. Tree. Alright. What's to do here? Let's go back to the store then. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Yee! Oh, praise the gods above. What in the world? Sounds like Harris. He's one of the people here last night. He was here last night, then he's a person of interest in my book. Let's go get his story. Sounds like he's in the workshop. I can show you the way. Oh boy. Workshop then. Who the heck is this? Ferris. And you're certain about this? True then, the true morning sun. He claimed all of it. Mrs. Eubank, what are you doing here? The same reason as you, Anton's death. Y'all know each other? It's complicated. Well, I won't pry into all that business. You folks must be with the police. Allow me to introduce myself. Name's Harris Newbuck. Future owner of this establishment. Oh boy. Nice to meet you, Mr. Newbuck. But I thought this place would be bought out by Eubank Investments. How did you outbid them? I was gonna buy this place outright till old Anton decided to swoop in and try to outbid me. I reckon I lucked out when Luna chose me, and his bid's dead as a doornail now. Anton had plans to buy this store for Eubank Investments, and after what happened with the Klaus orphanage, I've requested he hold off for now. Yet he completely ignored my request if the press were to find out. It would be very harmful to Eubank Investments. I think her flame grew 2 sizes bigger. That said, it seems Luna went with Mr. Newbuck's lower bid. How'd you manage that, Harris? Oh, Anton might have had the money, but I got something he ain't got. A dream. Are you a tailor? You have scissors on your hat, and you're carrying scissors. A dream? Well, it was a bidding war. Luna still had complete control as to whom she would pick. Based on what Mr. Newbuck said, it seems he was able to convince Ms. Luna to sell it to him. Why would Luna do that? I better talk with her about that. That said, I read the contract. Luna doesn't fully inherit the right to sell this place until she is 18. So last night's meeting isn't legally binding, and Luna could change her mind. So there's a chance Harris could lose his bid. It's like you could stand to benefit from Anton dying. Now hold your horses there. I don't like how you said that. Let me just make one thing clear right out the gate. I didn't kill nobody. I didn't know he died till today. I knew nothing about all this legal nonsense till now. Well, I reckon you're being quite defensive, Mr. Newbuck. Nevertheless, he's got a point. I suppose it couldn't be that easy. You three can talk it out amongst yourselves. I'm going to step out for some air. I hate to trouble you, Mr. Newbuck, but since you're here, we'd like to take your statement about what happened last night. Yeah, I reckon I got a moment to spare. Let's see here. Alright. Well, as I said, I was here last night to try and buy the place. Said no matter what I offered, that dang Anton would always bid higher. Shook me for every last penny I had. I was gonna fold, but bless Luna's soul for picking me. Now, as I said before, I didn't go shooting, man. I ain't even own any type of gun to shoot him with. I ain't got the heart for killing, even when I'm angry. A point which could be very much moot if Anton was killed with his own gun. Well, thank you, Mr. Newbuck. We also have some follow-up questions. Well, get on with them, then. I ain't got nothing to hide. I should go outside and speak with Ferris later when I can. Alleyway, if Luna isn't here, she must be in the break room. Better go in there as well. But it can't hurt to ask Harris some questions first. I want to meet Luna before this video's out. Bolt Barber. Harris Newbuck. Harris the barber. Buying the store. If I may ask, why were you looking to buy the store? It's been my dream to open my own barber shop. Give a fella a proper shape and cut, and there ain't nothing he can't do. Of course, you ladies are always welcome as well. One of my styles, the fastest way to a man's heart. I think I'm fine, thank you. Can't say I'm after a man's heart. I like my hair. I like my hair the way it is. What about a woman's heart? Well, I reckon my artistry will make even the lassies swoon. Maybe I need a haircut. Oh, she's trying to impress! Sue? Oh. Oh, Justina, Justina. I'm just filing this away in my little file folder of reasons why they are totally in my little shipping folder. Can you tell me how you knew Soul? Give him a haircut, actually. You'd be surprised how close we get with our clients. Haircutting's a real personal thing. After I learned his daughter was selling, I decided to buy it. Why open your barbershop here of all places? Surely there's cheaper real estate elsewhere. Let me tell you something, lassie. This here's about to be real good business. All them new rich folk moving in, gentrifying the place. I reckon those business folk gotta get a haircut somewhere. It sounds ambitious. Respectable, too. I like it. You know, it's actually not a bad idea. Prices around here have been going through the roof recently. Any businessmen worth their salt want a store in this area, assuming they can afford it. With prices going up around here, you have the money to buy in and get established, you rake in the money from the rising clientele of people going through here and rake up rake in the big bucks. Becoming a barber. What got you into the whole barber thing anyways? Well, my pa taught me, same as my grandpappy taught him. It's a form of art my family's been passing down for generations. May not use the same tools as some of them fancy painters with their easels and whatnot. But my clippers are my brush, and the hair is my canvas. And the way I see it and what I really do is help people express themselves. I got a vague notion of what they want, but it's up to me to get them there. Never thought about hairdressing that way. That's fascinating. You didn't strike me as the artsy type. What, just because I got an accent and wear boot stamp means I can't appreciate art? I mean, that was closed-minded of me. I respect you. I like this guy. I hope he... If Dad's really leaving the store behind, I hope he gets it. Glass. This is some of our prototype glassware. We always get the shapes down before we move on to the colored glass. Kinda like drawing a sketch before you start painting. Or creating a flowchart before cooking a new dish. A flowchart? Yeah, that. Hang on, what? Elaborate, Sophie, please. This is our furnace over here, and this over here is to help protect you from the heat. You can adjust it with these wheels to make it go further, backward. Oop. I roll back. You know your way around glass. How come you didn't take over the business? It's not for me. It never clicked like it does for the rest of my family. I wanted to find my own path. I just happened to end up at the station. Gotta say, I'm glad you ended up where you did. You know what? You ought to make a piece for the station. I want to see you work myself. I'm not exactly good. Oh, Justy, the quality of it doesn't matter. All that matters is you put your heart and soul into it, and it will turn out perfect. Maybe after this case, I'll make you something. Make you something, not the station, she says. Is this still supposed to be hot? It should cool off. Eventually. I'm glad no safety inspectors around to see this. Yeah. Alright. Alright, pal. I want to go meet Luna. Break room. Oh, cute. There you are, Luna. Hey, Jay. I'm just cleaning up the break room. So what's this with... Who's this with you? Is this that pretty detective girl you told me about? Oh. Oh, no. Luna, time and place! Let me introduce you to Luna. This is my friend, Detective Sophie Swift. Sophie, this is Luna Hart. Nice to meet you, Luna. Anyways, what you doing here, Jay? I'm here to investigate the murder. Both you and Dad are suspects. We didn't kill him, so we're fine. That's still bad. What if the detective arrests you on bad evidence? Hey, I wouldn't. I didn't mean you. I meant the other... Oh, never mind. I just want to solve this case. Hey, protective is as protective does. What happened last night? I heard you sold the store. Oh. I did. Oh, okay. decided to sell the store to Harris because I believed in his dream. It would have been less money, but I felt like I was making an impact by helping him. Despite losing, Anton took losing the bid quite well. I even saw them talking to each other by the computer before they left. Afterwards, I cleaned the whole store before locking up for the night. Then I opened up the store, and you know the rest. Oh, that's rather sweet. Thanks, Luna. Do you mind if we look around and ask you some more questions? That's fine. Go ahead. Alright. Fridge. Hands! Why do you have two fridges here? Got the smaller one for free. We ordered the bigger one, but they sent us the smaller one. Whoops. Slight mistake. Justina had to fight tooth and nail to get our money back. Gods, I hated that. I had to prove they sent the wrong one and contact the bank to stop the transaction. It took a week before they admitted they were wrong and sent us the right one. We even got to keep the small one as an apology. I'm bringing you along the next time I call customer service. I love this for Justina, not gonna lie. Just the fiery hothead who doesn't take shit from anyone. Customer service lines. Fucking store management. Unruly customers. Bad suppliers trying to scammers. Thanks for grabbing the local newspaper, Luna. Oh. Yeah. Even a week later, You Make Investments is still in the news. Can you find it in the news? Azure City Council access plans for light rail expansion. Proves motion to add 12 lane to Freego. Jesus Christ. That's a shame. There's already enough lanes on the highway as it is. Maybe one more lane is enough to fix our traffic problem. I doubt it. Studies show that adding lanes is the worst way to reduce traffic. True. And true. I don't believe it. How's adding more bad? Anything else? Justina's the one who plays the, those city sim games and just, makes 100-lane interstates try and accommodate all of the traffic all of the time. And then ends up with the highway where people spend 10 years on it, going nowhere fast. Anything else? Bengal. 5-year anniversary of the prison escape of Bengal. The how and why? Who's that? He's the only person to ever escape the Azure City Penitentiary. Never found the guy, and no one has heard from him since. In our country, the presumption of death is 5 years. Next week of the anniversary, he will be declared dead. It's been quite the escape artist to stay hidden that long. Anything else there? Found You Make Investments. You Make Investments, the dark side of Azure City's famous urban developer. Yeah, it's right there. Looks like last week's scandal is hitting them hard. Only in the public's eye. Doesn't seem like their business dealings are taking a hit. You Make Investments is a private company, so we can't know for sure. But the press will love the latest story of Anton's death. It'll only make things worse. I think I will keep this newspaper for now. Are you gonna be important to this story? Pamphlets? University pamphlets? Yeah, there's an old deaf university in New Grapetown. They already accepted me. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, wow, congratulations. I didn't know there was an all deaf college. That's why she's selling the place. She needs the money to move east. Oh, happy for you. My mom lives out there, but she can't afford to support me the whole time. With this sale, I should be fine until I graduate. Oh. So what are you studying? Astronomy. I've always been fascinated with space and the stars. Yeah, there's only one in the US. Or the world's only. No, there's two. As usual, Google's AI overview is lying liar. Oh. Not shocking considering that you are Luna and your dad was Sol. Jay and I used to go stargazing a lot when we were kids. I think that's how my love for it got started. That's also why I picked the name Luna. Picked the name? Oh. I want to learn all I can about it. Sounds exciting. I can't wait to hear about what you discover. Don't think you can just escape from us either. You better come see him. You better come see me on your holidays. It was on her first step toward her dream. I'm so proud of her. That one little line makes me think. Those are some big hands. I made it myself. They're modeled after my dad's. Must have been a large guy. He was, but he never yelled with them. Oh, that's a very... Jay says he was a loud person when using his voice. He talked pretty loudly with us, but signed so calmly. Oh, that's a really... Oh. I honestly don't know if it was because he was lacked confidence in signing or because he was always nice to Luna. Aw. That's a really sweet... Oh. We've got a lot to talk about. Only 2 buyers were here last night. Did no one else offer to buy the place? Well, originally, I was just going to sell it to Harris. He was a friend of Dad's. He seemed really excited to take this place over. Then I got contacted by Anton. Must have found out that I was selling the place. I wonder why he was so dead set on buying this place. Won't tell me he planned to put luxury condos here, too. It's even stranger when he learned that he didn't have permission to do so either. There'd be some reason for it. Well, I do know that Eubank Investments used to own this property before we did. I don't remember much from then, but maybe it could shed some light on it. We'll take what we can get. Can you tell us what you remember? It involved the accident I was in 10 years ago. Accident? What accident? It's not important. It happened so long ago. 10 years ago? It's alright, Jay. I don't mind sharing. If you're sure. My dad was looking for properties to buy. We visited this building. We were investigating. One of the upper floors collapsed, and I was pinned underneath the rubble. Oh, I'm sorry. That must have been awful. My dad ended up selling with an agreement from Eubank Investments. Oh. They sold this property a lot cheaper and a lot quicker than they would have otherwise. It also helped repair the damages. Luckily, there was no permanent damage. The builders were the ones at fault, but Eubank Investments was liable. They got off better with the deal than if they went to court. They even added sound absorption to the walls, free of charge. Now I can't even hear anything from in here from the rest of the store. So I'm grateful to the Eubanks, only because they cared enough to accept responsibility. And you never met any of the Eubanks the whole time? No, I only heard about the process afterwards. Interesting. Thank you, Luna. I'm going to write down what you said about the sound absorption walls. Very curious. Sign language. So, Justy, why don't you tell us at the station you knew sign language? It's not exactly a selling point on a resume. Jay and Jean both learned when our dads started working together. Oh. It was kind of fun slowly watching them pick up the language one at a time. I picked it up faster than Jean. She would get so bad when she couldn't understand us. Don't give me that look. It's one of the few times I got ahead of her on something. Got ahead? She was kind of better than me at school. Just a little. Sign language is one of the few things I could boast over her. That'd be sisters doing the things. But she caught up. Now we can all talk together without my notebook. Oh. So, I've been hearing about your dad a lot today. I understand how he passed away recently. He did. It's been really hard. He knew it was coming, so it wasn't unexpected, but that doesn't make it any easier. His death was expected, terminal illness. Sort of terminal disease, which affected his nervous system. It started getting a lot worse in the last 5 years of his life. He started losing a lot of his fine motor control. Eventually, he was partially paralyzed. Can't imagine what that must have been like. hardest part was when he couldn't sign anymore. Oh, that's... I was told he could still speak, but only with his mouth. Oh, nervous system taking away control of his hands to Luna, who she's been so used to communicating with him through sign language. That's gotta be like losing him early. It's the only time I ever wished I was hearing. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's okay, Detective. He was a good dad. Prefer to remember the good times we had together, rather than the bad. I'm sure he'll have a great next life. Plus, I still have Jay and her family. They've sort of taken me under their wing. Of course you do, and don't you ever forget it. Oh, that's sweet. Justina and Luna. You and Justy are pretty close. Did you guys grow up together? Yep. Jay and I would play together when we were little. She was always so supportive of me. When I came out as trans, Jay was the first person I told. I knew it. I knew it. Even if they never had her outright say it, like that's the implication of hearing her say. That's why I picked the name Luna. I'm glad you did. I was really proud of you. She's little sister I never had. Aw. I love that. Wait a second, you have a sister? Like I said, a sister I never had. Justina and Jean never got along. They're complete polar opposites. I consider them both my sisters, too. I learned different things from both. Jean taught me a lot about fashion and makeup, even if I don't really bother with it much. In fact, she bought this bow I always wear for me. Justina always showed me how to be confident in myself. We had a lot of adventures together, and some misadventures. That's really heartwarming. You should try to get along with your sister more, Justy. I hate to break it to you, but some things just aren't possible. Hey now. Anyways, back to business. That's really sweet, though. Aww. I'm living for the Justina family lore. But honestly, I'm so glad we came to talk to Luna. Luna's precious. I love her. Trans rights. Hell yeah. No problem. Here you go. Now where is it? What are you thinking? According to the contract that goes into effect the moment Luna turns 18, it can be cancelled at any time until then. Luna, is there any reason you would cancel the deal with Harris? Nope. I'm happy with the terms we came up with last night. I had to write down the contract details. That might come in handy. Go into effect when Luna turns 18 next week? Alright. Should we protect you until that happens? Because although Anton is dead, so we can't really do much about that, but Anton would have been the biggest threat if he was, in fact, threatening this. Hey, Luna, you know those two metal detectors in front of the store? I'm going to take a look at the logs for them from last night. Sure thing, Jay. Let me just print them out for you. Here you are. Looks like I tripped twice last night. Thank you, Luna. Huh? Did you say twice? Yep. I guess Anton must have tripped it again when he was leaving the store. No way that's possible. My dad would have heard it. What do you think, Sophie? It is strange. According to Ash, he only heard the detector go off once. Is he even lying to us? No way! Why would he lie about that? There'd be something else we're missing. I wonder about that. But now let's write it down. He could have been in here. Okay, Luna, it was an absolute pleasure to meet you. So, what do you think? Hey, Sophie, you like my hair? Immediate follow-up to that conversation. Why do you ask? Meeting Harris has made me start to wonder if I should get a haircut. Who knows? Maybe it's time to try a new style. I think you would look good with shorter hair. Maybe you could dye it to a fun color. I don't think I could ever dye my hair. I like my natural hair color too much. Maybe you just need a fun hat, like a beret. What? You don't reckon a 10-gallon hat would suit a fine lassie such as myself? Think you're spending too much time around Harris. I could also call him Harris Barber Guy. Sophie, what do you think makes a good graduation gift? Luna's graduating high school next month, and I want to get her something nice. Well, what does she like? Let me think. Astronomy? Computers? She's really into computers, but I don't know much about that stuff. Luna always goes on about how I need to upgrade my phone and laptop, but I don't really see the reason. It still works fine, why change it? When was the last time you bought a new computer? Like, 10 years ago? Oh god, girl. I know that's too long. Don't tell me you still use a flip phone, Justy. Of course not, I just haven't upgraded it in a while. Alright. Where are you? Oh, park alleyway. Huh. Is someone crying over there? Hang on. That sounds like Mrs. Eubank. Oh, Jesus. Damn, girl. Ferris? Oh, you two again. Look, if you want to look around, fine, but please, leave me alone. Ferris, what's wrong? I just want it to end. This case? This whole scandal, everyone is getting dragged in. My family, my friends, my company. And now Anton is dead. Why would someone kill him? Sounds like you two are close. He's been with Eubank Investments since the beginning. He helped build this company. He was a bit blunt, but he was a good man. Now to find out he had been going behind our backs. Maybe I found out sooner. Instead I wasted all my time defending criminals. Criminals? You mean Annie? Annie, Bill, Oliver? I believed in all of them. Instead, all I did was waste my time. Time I could have spent looking after this company. Maybe then Anton would still be here. I think he did the right thing. Everyone deserves a fair defense. If you didn't fight for them, who would? A public defender, not even a criminal lawyer. Most public defenders don't give their clients much time a day. Oftentimes they're overworked and underpaid. How could they be expected to provide a good defense under those conditions? We fought for them better than anyone else could have. I mean, what if we got it wrong? We'd be sending an innocent person to jail. Never expected to hear all that from a cop. Hey, I ain't getting into this business just for the paycheck or a sense of power. I want to help people. I want to catch the real criminals, not just the first option I find. I can tell this means a lot to you. Yeah, I mean, Justina, I mean, you read that from Sophie from the very beginning, even when she wasn't believing in herself, so you know that better than anyone. She's really passionate about this, and I just want to help her solve this case even more. Ferris, nothing you or I can do can bring Anton back. You can help us find who's behind this. Help us, please. All right. How can I help? You knew Anton better than any of us. What can you tell us about him? I'll tell you what I know. Anton was a real gun enthusiast. He carried his pistol, Brutus, with him everywhere. Bragged all the time about how good of a shot he was, that he only ever needed one. He never carried one bullet in his gun just to prove that point. Never once let the thing out of his sight, either. Wouldn't even let anyone else touch it. This is partly because his gun has a flash drive attached to it. He carried all his work-related info on it. Aside from that, he was dedicated to his work. Really dedicated. He made up his mind, nothing could stop him. Flash drive! He named his gun. I never understood it, but I won't speak ill of the dead. Seems he cared a lot about it, though. We'll keep that in mind. Thanks, Fez. This will help us a lot. Never call me that again. Oh, come on. How about Fairy or Fairbear? You know, city ordinances restrict the usage of motorcycles in this area. He'd want us to look around elsewhere. Never seen Sophie look more scared in her life. Don't fuck with a lawyer. Hey! Oh great, he's back. Who's he? The Doughboy. He's a local graffiti artist. Goes around town spraying pastry-themed graffiti. He's made our store his favorite spot to hit. Made over it the next day, but he keeps coming back. Fine oil. I still have his information written down from the class case. But I think it looks pretty. Why give him such a hard time? bad for business. Makes the whole area look shady. Keep trying to convince my dad to do more about it, but he just brushes it off. I don't care how talented or creative he may be. He should be painting on an easel, not our walls. Or, like I said last case, find a bakery to do that on. Be a fucking hip and trendy bakery. Look, even left this spray paint in that small trash can here. How strange, it still has plenty of paint. Huh, I just thought of something. What's up? Essential Beat Cop Handbook, Chapter 8, Section 7. Most graffiti artists work under the cover of night. Did you memorize the whole thing? That's not important right now. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? That we need to throw Doughboy in jail for his vandalism? No! Small Fry couldn't have been a witness. We should go talk to him. Maybe, but knowing him, he won't be at his usual spot this early in the morning. We should gather as much evidence as we can here before we visit him. Hold on, there's something else here. What's all this? Is this confetti? There's some weird writing on it. This isn't ordinary confetti. This was left behind by a taser? A taser? Did someone use a taser on a clown? Not quite. So where tasers have confetti stuffed in their cartridges? Which one has the taser's serial number on it? So we can track them down if they're used in a crime. I mean, okay, alright. I can see that. So I'm used to the just to make contact and you should just like the make contact prod style tase stun gun deal, but do they sell consumer versions of the like police style taser? That's the sort of setup that yeah, I guess they do. I guess they do. That's the sort of thing that would have a cartridge that would deploy with confetti in it, I suppose. Yeah. That would do it. Really? I never knew that. In any case, it lets us know that a taser was used here. We should look up the owner then. I'll call Sue to ask her to look into it. She can look it up while we're investigating. Better add both to the case file. There's the spray paint. Now the confetti. Taser, taser, taser. Interesting. I think we'll call it here now. We've learned got quite the introduction to this case. We met some really lovely characters, not gonna lie. I'm loving this collection of characters so far. Luna is adorable. I love her so much. Just... God, she's so... yeah. Great. Just excellent. I love. Just... heck. Even as... like a, surrogate sister to Justina and her younger sister. God, love her. So good. We've learned so much about Justina's upbringing this video, and I love it. Hi, Dad. We've got so much good stuff in this. So much good stuff in this, and even a more vulnerable side of Ferris, which Ferris is still in the eat the rich category, but Ferris is still eat the rich category, but I don't know. Feels like the impression we're getting is that once upon a time, UMac Investments really did honor their promises and try and do well by the city. Even if they upscaled and priced people out of the Sunshine District, which is not good, they still at least don't know why I'm making me sick in the mouth to say they did so honorably, when that's not exactly honorable at its core, but, I mean, well... The comparison I'm trying to make here is that, we have, the Anton crowd, who is actively going behind the backs of the rest of the Eubanks to make business moves with the explicit name of drawing in, like, high-profit people and making big profits on the side, outside of the norm for, of the way the Eubanks have run their company. You could also say that, oh, the rich are fighting, the rich are fighting, and the ones who lose are the, when the rich bicker, the ones who lose are the ordinary folks who get caught up in it. Like, all the, people we've unfortunately had to arrest for their crimes. Sad, really. Ferris at least seems like she's genuinely cares about the people around her, the people who work for her, people she considers friends, who she's done business dealings with. So I can offer one single hand pat on the shoulder for empathy for you, Ferris. Just because genuinely it is admittedly kind of moving seeing you so upset over everything. Like, worst person in the world breaks down ugly crying, you can't help but feel just a little bit bad, right? Like, you don't point and laugh Simpson style at her. You can't help feeling a little bad, even if under normal circumstances you don't condone what she's doing. It's... feel a little bit bad for her. Feel worse for Luna, who is forced to conduct these business dealings on her own. As a 17-year-old on her own with fucking big wig Anton and whatnot. Dealing with mourning the loss of her father. Doing this on her own so she can move away and go to school for astronomy. I feel worse for her. She's been through it. She also has, like, the Smiths and Luna. They're the family we should be supporting here. I could spare... Oh, here we go. I can spare some thoughts and prayers for you, Ferris. Until next time, until then, trans rights.